Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy and I just kind of wanted to do a little intro today. I realized I haven't done that yet, so just to let you get to know me a little bit more background on me, maybe even my spiritual background as well, that kind of led me to wanting to make this channel. Like I said before, my name is Mandy and I am a single mom to a very fun, lively, spontaneous, and spirited little 6-year-old that definitely keeps me on my toes. She is the light of my life and I absolutely love being a mom. Being a mom and raising her on more of a spiritual path than kind of the religious upbringing that I had has been different and unique and has really opened my eyes to a lot of new experiences spiritually speaking, and it's been just a huge blessing getting to talk about angels and fairies and talk about crystals with her, things that I didn't really have when I was growing up. I had more of a religious background. I was raised Catholic, and I still bring a lot of those elements into my practice today. I connect with a lot of the saints still. The Blessed Virgin Mary, I definitely connect with her energy as well as the Christ consciousness. But my spiritual path has led me down other roads. I now connect with a lot of deities and goddesses that have called to me over the past couple of years. And I do still connect with the angels. My mom has always had a big background in that, and she's been great in helping me navigate my way into the angelic ethereal realms. So I'm grateful for that as well. A little bit more about me is that I travel for work a lot. So I love meeting new people and getting to explore and have fun in new cities. It's always a really big passion of mine, getting to eat at new restaurants, things like that. But when I'm not at work traveling on a plane all the time, you can definitely find me taking my relaxation very seriously on my off days. You can usually find me underneath a big fuzzy blanket, probably in a dark room, binging the latest show on Netflix. Right now, I am all about Outlander. I think season 5 just started and I absolutely love that show. The books are amazing as well. So if you ever want to talk Outlander, I'm your girl because I just absolutely love it. I need to actually go check out the latest episode. I think I missed it today. But anyway, I am a Libra sun, Virgo moon, Capricorn rising, and the Libra side of me has definitely taken over because with all those Libra vibes, I definitely think I am a big hopeless romantic at heart. I love big cheesy romantic movies. I love love poetry, and because of all of those Libra love vibes, I definitely find that my crystal of choice is rose quartz. I love that stone. I think I have some around here actually. Oh yeah, here we go. Look, I've got rose quartz right here, and I've got a rose quartz bracelet on. So yeah, I'm definitely a big believer in having all of that around me. I love the love vibes, the soft pinks. It just gives me all the feels. But because of all those Libra vibes, I find that having a Virgo stellium in my natal chart and my Capricorn rising definitely keeps me a little bit more grounded, which is probably a good thing because who knows where I'd be if I didn't have a little more earth in my chart. But anyway, other things about me that are probably more on the normal side. I love Starbucks anything. I'm a huge coffee drinker during the day. At night, you can find me with a glass of wine usually. But other than that, let's get on to more of my spiritual background and how I came into this path in the first place. I had my spiritual awakening, I would consider around the year 2015-ish. And I had hit a big low point in my life and I had just hit rock bottom. My marriage was in shambles. I had a very small child. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't believe in love anymore at that point. And after talking about all these love vibes that I love having around me, you can just see kind of where I just fell into this pit where I didn't know how to get out. And it wasn't until then that I realized that having to go into such a dark time in my life, that it opened me up completely. I was vulnerable in a great way, and I feel so happy and grateful for that time now in my life looking back, because without hitting such a rock hard bottom, I don't think I could have ever woken up to my spirituality in the way that I did. So at the end of 2015, going into 2016, I started having my clairaudience senses kind of coming to the forefront. And it was weird because I'd never really experienced that before. I had kind of, but I always just attached it to maybe my conscience or my ego or just some voice inside my head that was just talking to me that I was making up. But this was different. I was having voices talking to me, comforting me. It sounded like me. It sounded like my voice in my head, but they were talking with very perfect grammar, almost. And I knew it wasn't me. And I would kind of throw a question in my mind out to the void, not expecting an answer, but an answer is what I would get. And they almost sounded like they were talking to me in kind of like an old English kind of way. And it wasn't until I started researching more on paranormal things and spirituality that I started coming across the clear senses, and clairaudience was one of them. And I started realizing I wasn't going crazy. I was having a spiritual experience. And that was kind of the gateway to what would kind of get me into a whole other path of just being a real, authentic me. When I was a very little girl, I was around the age of 4, and I can remember at that time I started having spirits make their presence known to me. It was departed spirits, and it was a little scary for me at the time because sometimes when I'd be asleep, I would have covers being dragged off of me, spirits trying to touch me, get my attention. There was some what you would consider maybe poltergeist activity growing up when in my grandmother's house when she would take care of us while my parents were at work. There was a lot of spiritual activity going on, and it was kind of spooky. I'm not gonna lie, growing up not knowing how to kind of put words to these experiences, or not really knowing who to really talk to, or if you should talk about this, would you get in trouble for, being able to talk to ghosts? Like, so I spent a lot of the early part of my childhood just kind of putting a lid on it. I didn't know at the time that my grandmother had had a lot of experiences with spirits as well, and my sisters had their own experiences. It wasn't until I became an adult a few decades later that the women in my family on my mother's side would gather, and we would openly and freely discuss these kind of things. And that kind of helped to feed into the authenticity that I was searching and looking for and wondering what was going on with me spiritually. When the women in my family started becoming more open, it definitely had the floodgates just open up, and those clairsentient feelings, the clear touching that I had experienced as a little girl, and occasionally leading up to adulthood, that just became more prevalent. I experience that all the time now. When spirit wants to get my attention, I feel fingers going through my hair subtly, or I'll feel light touches on my shoulders or on my back that lead to just a tingling sensation. And now I know that that's my indication that spirit wants to communicate. And it's up to me to accept the invitation or just kind of say, no, I think I'm busy right now, but I'd love to communicate later. Let's let's set a date and time for when we can get this conversation started. I still see spirits in real time. Not all the time, but they usually try to communicate with me even more during dream time, during the witching hour, which I consider to be around 3 to 4 a.m. I get a lot of spiritual activity, and that's usually nightly. I definitely have to keep an eye on the moon phases as well, because depending on what phase the moon is in is usually an indication of how much spiritual activity I'm going to be having for that week. But it's not as scary to me anymore, especially now that I've kind of found my group, my support group of ladies that I met through the Mystical Moon Society that we created last year. I met these wonderful women who have had their own spiritual experiences in their own right. And through that, we created a podcast where we just kind of open our hearts up weekly and dive into what in the world is it that we've been experiencing, that we've been researching. We want to connect more and just kind of open ourselves up to opportunity. And it has been such an amazing ride getting to do that. And through that path, I felt called to kind of start this channel, which I'm so proud of. And I look forward to doing more one-on-one talks here, maybe talk more about topics that I'm passionate about, which would include like the divine feminine. I'm definitely connecting to that sort of energy right now and have been. And just kind of things that are coming up for us in the year 2020, leading up to maybe 2025, things and visions that I've been having, things that my spirit guides and my spirit team has been talking to me about. They have said so many things that are supposed to be coming for the year 2020, that are starting to begin for us as we approach the age of Aquarius, and going from this dense 3D energy going into more 5D energy. And I look forward to talking to you more about that here. And I just appreciate the support and the feedback you've given me. And I love connecting with you here and also on my personal Instagram at mystical.mandy. I love talking to you guys over there as well. And I just appreciate and I'm grateful for this platform to be able to talk to you more. And if there's any kind of topic that you really want to dive into more, let me know in the comments, because I'm down for anything. I'm down to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Until then, I'll just keep creating videos that I feel compelled to do, or that Spirit's kind of guiding me towards. I'll probably do some oracle or tarot readings, some more deck reviews. Those are always fun. But I want to connect more one-on-one with you and share more of my heart with you and what I'm being guided to share as far as messages and visions that I've been given to relay to you. But that's a little bit more about me. I look forward to just embarking on this journey with you and seeing what else we can create. Thank you so much again, you guys. Love you, and we'll talk soon. Mwah! Bye.